At this moment, there is no bigger news anywhere in the world than what TR Reviews is reporting. America has officially launched a direct and devastating airstrike on 3 of Iran's top secret and most protected nuclear facilities, Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan, marking a historic escalation that has sent shockwaves throughout the global political and military landscape. Within just 15 days of rising tensions and covert diplomatic friction, the United States has made its most aggressive move yet in the Middle East. And while many analysts had speculated that American involvement in the Iran conflict was inevitable, few expected it to happen this swiftly and this decisively, and yet here we are, witnessing history unfold in real time. The world has changed overnight. This morning, under a cloudy Washington, D.C. sky, former U.S. President Donald Trump descended from the iconic presidential helicopter Marine One and walked confidently toward the White House. Briefing room, his expression stern, his words sharp, and his intent unmistakable. Addressing the world in a live press conference, he announced, "We have successfully completed a strategic military operation against Iran's nuclear regime. The Fordo nuclear site, which was their most fortified and secretive facility, was hit with surgical precision by our B-2 Spirit stealth bombers. Natanz, the heart of Iran's uranium enrichment network, and Isfahan, a major production site for nuclear fuel, were also completely neutralized. All American aircraft have safely exited Iranian airspace. This was a flawless operation. Congratulations to our brave military forces." The announcement echoed across newsrooms, global embassies, and stock markets within minutes. With energy prices surging and panic spreading across oil-dependent nations, Iran, infuriated and humiliated, immediately announced that all oil transport through the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most critical oil passageway, would be blocked, indefinitely sending crude oil prices into a meteoric rise, shaking economies in India, China, and Europe. As predicted by geopolitical experts, this chokehold on oil supply could trigger a global inflation spiral, making life more expensive and unstable for billions across the globe. While Trump called for peace in the same breath, as he praised the precision and power of the strike, his underlying tone was unmistakable, a clear warning to Tehran and its allies. If further provoked, we will respond with force even greater than today. These were just the beginning. Many more targets remain on our radar, and we can eliminate them within minutes. Iran's supreme leader called it an act of war, vowing vengeance in the name of national pride and Islamic unity. On the streets of Tehran, crowds gathered, chanting slogans against America and Israel, burning flags and demanding immediate retaliation. Iran's military has gone on full red alert, activating its missile systems, moving assets underground, and ordering its navy to aggressively patrol the Persian Gulf. According to unconfirmed sources, Iranian-backed militias in Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon have also been mobilized. The threat of a full-scale regional war looms dangerously close, with Israel, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE putting their air defenses on standby, and Turkey urging both sides to de-escalate before irreversible damage is done. Meanwhile, back in Washington, Trump's aggressive move has ignited a fierce firestorm of political debate. On one hand, his supporters are hailing it as a bold and necessary action to protect global security, sending a strong message to authoritarian regimes around the world that America will not tolerate nuclear threats. On the other hand, critics from both Democratic and Republican circles are warning that this action could drag America into another endless war, one that would cost trillions of dollars and countless lives, just like Iraq and Afghanistan. Prominent figures in Congress have already called emergency meetings, questioning why the administration bypassed any formal approval before initiating such a risky operation. European leaders are in a state of disbelief, calling for urgent meetings of the United Nations Security Council, while China and Russia both condemn the attack as an unjustified violation of sovereignty, hinting that America's unilateralism might have just lit the fuse to something far more catastrophic. Military analysts are calling this a decapitation strike meant to cripple Iran's ability to ever produce nuclear weapons again. And initial satellite images seem to confirm extensive damage at the targeted sites. Massive craters now exist where nuclear centrifuge halls once operated in secrecy. According to leaked Pentagon sources, the attack was planned for over 6 months, involving cyber warfare units, human intelligence assets, satellite surveillance, and cutting-edge stealth bombers that flew in through radar gaps, rendering Iranian defenses completely ineffective. One senior defense official, speaking anonymously, said this is the most advanced and precise military operation since the bin Laden raid. Everything went exactly as we hoped. Iran never saw it coming. But as the dust settles, the question on everyone's mind is, what happens next? Will Iran retaliate directly? Will it launch missiles at American bases in the Middle East? Or perhaps target Israel in a symbolic counterstrike? Already reports are emerging of drones being launched from southern Iraq, potentially aimed at U.S. embassies and military bases. Cyber attacks have also been reported on American banking infrastructure, though their origin remains unconfirmed. Experts fear that this is just the calm before a much bigger storm. In India, where energy dependence on Middle Eastern oil is high, the government has called for an emergency cabinet meeting, warning that prolonged disruptions could deeply impact the economy and the common man. Prices at fuel stations have already started to rise, and the stock market reacted with a steep drop in early morning trading. TR Reviews reached out to defense experts, former diplomats, and global strategists, many of whom agree that the world is now in the most dangerous geopolitical position since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Meanwhile, Trump, doubling down on his aggressive rhetoric, tweeted, "We gave them a chance for peace. They chose destruction. America will not be threatened." His message was met with both applause and fear. Families of American soldiers stationed abroad are holding their breath, as military bases across the globe have gone into lockdown. American carriers in the Persian Gulf have changed formation, ready for incoming fire. In Israel, sirens have been tested across Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, and citizens are being urged to stay near bomb shelters. The UN has called for an emergency session, while NATO remains divided on how to respond. Global airlines have started diverting flights away from Iranian airspace. International shipping companies are halting operations near the Strait of Hormuz. As the world watches nervously, one thing is clear: we are on the brink of a possible World War III scenario if cooler heads prevail. TR Reviews will continue bringing you every development, every twist, every breaking headline as this story unfolds. We are not just witnessing headlines, we are watching history being written in real time. Stay with us, because this is not just news. This is the future unfolding before our eyes.